Hello YouTubers, Jim here with a little video on my guitar pedal board that I thought I would share with like-minded musicians. Um, I've done a couple of different things with this build. As you can tell, it's a DIY project that I did. Uh, this is sort of the third iteration of this. One of the things I did was replace Velcro with the 3M Dual Lock, and wow, what a difference. The pedals don't move around. There's no floppiness, and you can basically pick up the pedal board with with one of the pedals. So it's very strong. I highly recommend it. Slightly expensive, but not too bad considering that I didn't use up all of the Dual Lock that I bought. Anyway, so that's one thing I did. And the other thing I did that's a little different than probably some other people's boards is that I didn't line up the pedals in the order that they're wired. And the reason I did that is if you look at the top row, these are sort of my set and forget pedals. I've got a noise reduction, I've got a bass preamp, which I'll talk about in a sec, and compression, of course. So again, set and forget, your foot doesn't have to move up here during performance. So your busy pedals, my busy pedals, are the ones in the bottom, so volume, etc. So that's another thing that I did that's a little different than most people's pedals, I think. So let me run through the chain for you. I had to write this down because I have to think about it each time I... oh, and the other thing I did too was put a junction box here. So my in and outs are right there, and so that's so I don't have to plug my guitar into the volume pedal and then the output from my noise reducer to go to the amp. So it's all sort of self-contained, I guess and I'm not putting stress on this pedal here, this last pedal with the quarter-inch plug going into my amp or mixer or whatever. So anyway, let's start with left to right, sort of left to right, like I said. So first pedal is volume wah. So that'll cut off any noise when I decide I don't want any signal going through. Next, of course, is tuner. And then from the tuner, I go up to my compressor. And this is sort of what I deem to be best practice based on a lot of other YouTube videos that I've watched. So anyway, carrying on, so from the compressor, it goes to my bass preamp. And I said I was going to talk about this. My pedal board does double duty for me. I play a Fender Strat as well as a bass. And so some of these pedals I won't use when I'm playing bass, but when I am playing bass, and sometimes even when I'm playing my Strat, I'll use the bass preamp because it's got some really good tweaking of mids and bass and treble and drive as well. It's also a DI output, has a DI, which I don't use. But anyway, so again, a dual duty pedal board, which serves me just fine. So anyway, after the bass preamp, I then go down here to my cab cabinet simulator. It's a Sweet Juice by Donner, and it's actually really, really good pedal. It emulates two amplifiers, the Fender Twin and the Orange DA30. And both of them sound just beautiful. So from there, I'm going into my clone distortion, which is a totally different distortion sound from my cab sim. And then from there, continuing on to my chorus pedal, and then chorus pedal into my Ibanez digital delay, and lastly up through my noise reducer, which kind of acts like I used to have my volume pedal as the last in the chain. And the reason I did that was to kill any buzz or hum or noise, that my guitar could be picking up after I'm done a song, so it doesn't annoy my fellow bandmates and whoever else is listening. But what that did though was cut off my the tails of if I was doing a long delay. So I changed my philosophy on that. So that's the first thing that goes into, and then the last thing is the noise reducer. Again, so accomplishing what I was originally trying to do with the volume pedal, right? Of knocking out that AC hum if it happens to creep in. So that's pretty well it. After the noise gate, it goes down at the junction box that I mentioned earlier, and then out to my amplifier. And that's really it. So I hope this has been helpful to someone listening. And that's about it. So that's about it. So this is Jim signing off, and happy music. We'll take care. Bye.